Hello, and welcome to Borrow Some Besties. I am your co host, Heather, and I am joined.
Eric, this is a coffee, by the way.
So, this is a podcast that is designed to help reduce loneliness. This is not meant to be clinical advice, it's not meant to be for educational purposes, this is not therapeutic. Um, we are therapists, but we are not your therapists. Okay. So, Erica and I were discussing what we could possibly do today. And she suggested a book and was very passionate about it. And I asked her to save her feedback about the book until we started rolling. So, Erica, the floor is yours.
Okay. So, throughout human history, a lot of women's stuff has gotten stolen by men, mainly their husbands. And F. Scott Fitzgerald, it's looking right at me. He wrote The Great Gatsby, and it's known as one of the great American novels. And it was his wife. She wrote it all.
Okay.
And he levied claims against her mental health, and then he spent all of their money.
Okay. That
And
does.
he still gets the
Uh,
bylines. Like, I can't think of her name right now. It starts with a Z. It's something like Zephyr or something, like it's something. But the whole shebang really just pisses me off. What do you think?
I have not ever read the book, or
How did you make it out of high school? What?
I don't know.
That was like on the reading list, bruh. Like, Kansas, what y'all doing?
I
Y'all let
couldn't
this
tell you.
fine, literate woman without it? What? There's a
Yeah.
light. Okay, so like here's the synopsis. There's
Okay.
a story going on pre crash, before the big crash
Oh,
of the
like the
stock
Great
market.
Depression? Mhm.
Yes. And so there's layers here. There's the story, which is a love story. Gatsby is a man who falls in love with Daisy, but he comes from no stock. And Daisy is. So he goes off to World War I, and nobody really knows his story, but he shows back up and he's like a gazillionaire, and he now goes by Jay Gatsby. And he builds an elaborate home and has elaborate parties every weekend, but never engages with them. He looks down upon them from his perch
Mhm.
because he's waiting for Daisy to show up.
Okay.
Daisy shows up at one of the parties.
Mhm.
She's engaged.
Oh, boy.
She's actually married. She has a child with him.
Okay.
And so they try to keep it all on the down low. And he's just like, just leave him. Just leave him. And she's like, I can't. I
Are they
can't.
together?
They want to be.
Okay.
They have rendezvous.
Okay.
They have cover stories of why they
Oh,
need to be around each other.
okay.
But it's all being told from the storyline of this neighbor who gets invited and looped in, and he's part of their cover story. So it's
Oh,
like being written from this third party vantage point. And he wants to get to the bottom of who Gatsby is. Now, the greater underpinnings here speak to this conspicuous consumption. When you think about it like as a political piece, and it definitely is, it was calling out people who were disgusting enough to build something like that and
mhm.
live such a lavish lifestyle. And he was absolutely fucking miserable, but that was love
Mm, mhm.
and just buying shit to buy shit. Like, he would have all these parties, and if Daisy didn't come, like, they would go through, like, all of your details of, like, throwing away, like, lobster and caviar and
Oh my gosh.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So, there's that. There's that. There's your English professor. "Hey, girl, hey."
Okay. Now, was this book fiction or nonfiction, and did that impact the way you saw it?
It was forced upon me. It's fiction. It's American fiction. It's unique because American fiction is such a relatively young subset of literature. Um, but no, in school as a student wearing that hat, not the person who would pick a book, but who was participating in the requisite, I could read any of that shit and I could dive right into it.
Hmm,
That was no
that
problem. I just
that's
don't
really interesting.
prefer it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I took a lot of literature classes.
Okay.
I love it. I took a I took a fantasy lit course. All we did was, like, Tolkien.
Uh-huh. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I was, like, learning Elven because I don't know if you know this, but I have a pointy ear.
Oh. Okay.
One of our colleagues once asked me if I had fetal alcohol syndrome.
Which colleague was that? Tell me off camera. Tell me off camera. Oh, or text it to me. So, but that
It's
is
not.
crazy that people feel like it's appropriate to ask those questions.
I also do I mean, and she was like, "Your eyes," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Like, she probably was, and, like, we're here.
Ah,
Like, it wasn't like I was gonna, like, argue.
yeah.
I'll let you go with it if that's your story. But if
Yeah.
I've got fetal alcohol and I'm keeping up, what you doing?
Uh-huh. Mhm.
Don't drink
So,
and be pregnant, kids.
okay, so in thinking about low cost or free activities that we could do with
Oh, really
our
quick before I can move on. Her name was Zelda, and she was an
oh,
artist, and she was a quintessential flapper. She was an
mm,
alcoholic, and then later on, they said that she had mental health issue and that she struggled with schizophrenia, and she died in a hospital, and he laughed all the way to the bank. And
wow.
that's why we don't allow our husbands to commit us anymore.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
just know, if my husband ever publishes a fucking book no, he didn't.
I was lost for a minute. I was like, where he tells your
I think
secrets, where
no,
he
I know, I no, no,
yeah.
no, like, just the actual, like, no,
No.
he didn't.
No,
Yeah,
he didn't.
that's what you need to know about that. I think the last book that he read was, like, The Pokey Little Puppy.
Okay.
Me too.
I'm proud
So,
of him.
cheap things that you can talk shit about people sometimes, and that makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know,
But
when, like, they're like, venting doesn't help, bullshit. Like, I'm a verbal processor,
mhm.
and so I just will be out here talking to myself for free
Mhm.
because sometimes you need expert input. But no, like, I will be in deep conversation and problem solving mode, all here, but all out here
Yep.
all the time.
Yep. I am with you. Also a verbal processor. Um, I don't talk when it's just me most of the time. I did grow up talking back to the TV. Like, I just if it was on and they were talking, I talked back. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought it was hilarious. I really
yeah.
did. I don't know when that stopped. I know it continued through high school. So, like, you know, a game show would come on and they'd be like, "Are you ready?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." My parents are like, "Who are you talking to? There's nobody here." It's like the TV.
No, I totally relate, and I saw it illustrated throughout my life. My mom was, like, into, like, unsolved mysteries, and she'd be, like, yelling at the TV, like, "Don't go in there, bitch," and I'd be like, "That's right." And then my dad, would be like the armchair coach, and the Saints
Mhm.
would be on, and he'd be like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers," and I'm like,
Yeah.
so of course, like when they're like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Yes, Bob Barker, I am, and I have spayed and neutered. Yes, thank you. Come
Yeah.
on down. Let's go."
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
No, I do talk to myself by myself, and my mom's mom did it. And
Mhm.
the older I get, the more not only do I look like the woman, but I talk like her, I sound like her, and
Mhm.
I'm slowly becoming my mama. Like I put up my moo to come on today. Um,
Mhm.
but we would hear her in the kitchen and she would be talking like just like me and you, but to self, and then
Mhm.
be laughing her ass off, like cackling, right?
I
And
do
you'd like
that
go
because
in
I
there.
am
Yeah.
funny.
That's what I'm saying. And so, no, I do it all the time. Like before work, I have to pep myself up and we won't go with the B side, but the A side is like, you are going to slay so much trauma today. Like you're going to give these people an amazing experience. You're going to rock it. And like this
Oh, I
this will
love
be
that.
happening and my kids will hear it and be like, that's my mom. And but then yeah, there's a B-side to that, and we won't go there. That's for advanced operators, you can't go to the
Mhm.
B-side for that.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't know how people sit with all of that
Mhm.
silently. I'm sure some people would appreciate if I would.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, I'm assuming. I am not one of those people. So, I think it's just interesting. Um, I don't know, just there are a lot of people in our profession that are verbal processors. So, I think at some point it'd be interesting if we put out like a questionnaire or something, just
How do you
in
process?
Mhm.
Yeah. I think a lot of people honestly don't know. I mean, obviously,
Mm.
we're at a little bit of a different advantage because we spend so much time working on the art and the science of communication and trying ever so hard to get it, and we're never gonna get it. Until, like, I can touch you or
Mhm.
until, like, I can, like, see or hear something, there's no language, there's always gap and perception. But, yeah, I think that some people really don't know. I've asked people before, like, "What kind of learner were you? What kind of learner are you?" And I am shocked and amazed at how many people don't actually know their learning style.
Mhm. Mhm.
They're like, "It just happens." And I'm like, "Mm."
Mhm. Did you play football in high school or college? Is that why it just happens?
I did play powder puff football in high school, and I we got stories there anytime. Um, that's a free fun activity, but just don't get in any fights, kids.
Mhm.
2
And I
cheerleaders went
didn't
at it,
take
man.
any offense to football players. I really
Don't.
didn't.
No. No.
Mm-mm.
Don't. Just for the record, my least favorite way of learning is hands-on.
Interesting. It makes sense knowing you like I do, like, but that is one of my favorites. It's hard for me to fathom that somebody else might not like it.
Like, when they would be like, "It's lab day," like, my brain would be like, Like,
Uh-huh.
because it meant doing stuff with these and
Mm.
doing stuff with other humans, and, like, both of those things together, I'm like, "I'm sick. I can't do this." Can
Uh-huh.
I like, I can imagine that lab step by step
Mhm.
perfectly fine.
Mhm. I was always like, who is my partner going to be? Because I am going to want to talk out loud to myself and to my lab partner the entire activity. So it should be somebody I'm comfortable with. And then I was like the stereotypical, like, way too excited for this person because I loved lab day. I'm like, I can get up and I can talk. That was me.
Mm. I would, like if they were counting off partners, I would immediately start doing the count ahead, and I'd be
Yes.
like, "Motherfucker."
Hmm.
And this is how my group situations went. "Alright, so since we all have to be here, y'all listen to me. I'm taking control. Y'all do what I say. Y'all get an A." And my high school was small enough, and I had a reputation enough to back that up, that everybody was
Hmm.
like, "Yes, do whatever she says and
Hmm.
comply, and we'll all enjoy the ride." And when I went to college, this continued on, and some people would fight back, and I would be like, "Don't do that.
Mm.
Like, don't do that. I'll kick you in the" yeah, no. I it's I don't like working with people.
Mm.
Shocker.
So I feel like my school was kind of ahead of the times.
Oh.
Uh, so it was in junior high. I don't remember which grade, but I remember like the classroom. And we had a brilliant mathematician, scientist, like smartest guy ever. Okay. And he ran
Love it.
all of that. And
Yeah.
he also taught us the how to work with computers. And so in junior high, um, this would have been mid to late 90s. One of the things that we had to do was learn how to take the tower of a computer apart,
Oh,
remove all of the things inside, spread them out, and then put them all back blindfolded. That was our final.
I would've died.
It was awesome.
That would have been the reason why I failed out of high school and became barefoot and pregnant.
Okay.
Well, that's a free activity, but some people call that tweaking activity, and,
Uh-huh.
we don't endorse that. They also
Mm-mm.
never get that shit put back together. I just wanna
Mm-mm.
throw that in there. Like, never seen a meth project go well.
Mm-mm.
Also, yet to find anybody's actually find anything recording-wise, you know?
Mhm.
Just wanna throw that out there.
Okay.
Well, with the rest of our time, what shall we do today?
Should we ask Aristotle to give us like 3 questions?
Old Airy. Give it to me straight. Listen, Chatterbox.
If anybody has any suggestions for any activities they'd like to see, please put it in the comments. Um, yeah, so we can see it and plan accordingly. I was also loving the Pez Outlaw documentary and I watched it night. Like, I just turned it on and my partner was like, "Ah, is this another one of your documentaries?" And I totally blame you for that, by the way, because I wouldn't have watched documentaries that were not of the true crime before we started this project. And now I can't stop watching them, but I thought we should do that at some point because I could
Oh,
probably
yeah.
watch that a billion times and enjoy it every single time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that's a great one, and, yeah, you talk about armchair verbal processing, like, the whole time I'm diagnosing, like, when he's holding his sweet little tissue, I'm like,
Oh.
"You're
Yeah,
regulating." Oh, like
I know. How good that he knows those things.
and his wife is a saint, and girl, they
Uh-huh.
are frisky. Okay,
I
she is wild about that little gnome. He
I
looks
know.
like a little Gnomeo, and she's
Uh-huh.
Juliet.
Except, yeah, they don't start with the emotional side of things. But also, you could argue that there are no teenagers. Like, that's a dying breed, teenagers that start with the emotional side of things.
Touche.
We could go
Alright, here's
for it, that, but
here's a question, you Pez outlaw lover.
yes.
If I ever catch you in a third world post-Russian country, I'm gonna know if you got a damn backpack, what's up?
Uh-huh.
What's a red flag everyone seems to ignore?
Oh, okay.
Hit me. Hit me.
Red flag for what?
Anything. What's a red flag that
So,
everybody ignores?
if I set a boundary or if I communicate a boundary because it's already set and then somebody pushes up against it and I communicate it again and they disregard what I'm saying or how I'm telling them not to do that. So if somebody is disregarding a limit that you set that is a healthy, appropriate, rational limit, that's a red flag because if they're not willing to listen to, hey, I don't want to talk about this, or if they're not willing to listen to, I don't feel like being tickled right now, right? Like the rest of everything is moot. What
That's a good
about
point.
for you?
I think I have definitely one big one, maybe another little side one, but a big one for me is if somebody has 0 enemies, there's nobody
Ooh.
in the lineup who ever has shit to say. Major red flag for me.
So let me push back.
Go for
I
it.
am not aware of enemies that I have.
It doesn't mean outright enemies in a rigid sense, like they're gonna snipe you out, like they would just like randomly go on some kind of hate escapade. But the concept that there is a person that everybody agrees on that is a all-star stellar person, not one person has a negative story to tell about them. They are always the victor. They are always the good guy. They have never pissed anybody off in their decision making, their boundaries, whatever. They're always people pleasing.
Mhm,
Red flag. Either that person is a shape shifting,
mhm.
I will be whoever
Chameleon.
you need me to do, and is people pleasing, which sounds like it can be like a really nice thing, but it's actually highly manipulative behavior.
Yeah.
It's a way to control people's outcomes,
Mhm,
to be pleasing all the time.
mhm,
It's a way
mhm,
to ensure the outcome every time.
mhm.
I enjoy being the villain in multiple stories. And if you hear about it, believe it. Because why the hell would I always be the good guy?
Now see, I logically know somewhere I am the villain.
Yes.
Somewhere there is at least one person, possibly a group of people, who see
Yes.
me in that way and never
Yes.
told me, never communicated it.
Exactly.
My emotions say, But if anyone has ever come to me with a problem, we have been able to
Mm.
talk about it and communicate about it. And so I don't believe I have people out there that outright hate me. Does that make sense?
I don't yeah, it does, and it never really enters into my equation because, again, if you've decided I'm the bad guy, why do I care? What does that have to do with me?
That's true. But if somebody comes to me and says, I have an issue with this, it doesn't
Sure.
matter what the relationship is. It doesn't matter if it's a client or if it's a family member. If somebody comes to me and they're like, I have an issue with this,
Right.
I say, thank you for feeling our
Absolutely.
relationship is strong enough to bring this up. Let's talk
Absolutely.
about it because
Absolutely.
here are some reasons I made those decisions. And I may not have the information that you have. So let's talk about it.
Right. It depends on the relationship and whether or not I feel like it's a worthy investment of my time. Um, if somebody misrepresents me that deeply, well, then they probably didn't know me that much to begin with. Or if somebody put a situation into play and they do know me and then they want to pretend like they're like surprised by how I respond, like that's silliness. Um, I think here's another red flag that I will say. If they've got a whole shit ton of friends, and I mean a shit ton of friends, it's always a red flag for me because again, like if it's fine to be well liked and I understand people are charismatic and I understand people are thoughtful and I understand that they're very genuinely kind people. And there should at least be, again, 2 or 3 solid pieces of people that don't like you. Like,
Mm.
if if a predator doesn't like me, I'm so okay with that.
Yeah.
And the concept of having a bunch of friends to me means I'm either having to play a lot of different parts,
Hmm.
and it would probably be awkward if all of those different friendships showed up at the same place at the same time.
Yep.
And I have to, like me personally, like it's one of like just the core roots of self. More than to be understood or even connected brings authenticity. If
Hmm.
I can't be my whole self,
Hmm.
I don't really I don't really care for whatever comes next.
Mm.
Like, it's like French.
Yeah.
Um, and so, like, I will start there. Like, if if the core is not there, we're not gonna have to worry about the rest.
Yeah.
You'll just be a villager in the Minecraft game, you know? Like, I'm Steve building and fighting the zombies, and, like, if you're just one of those people, like, you're just a villager. I'm not gonna bother you. I don't have hate for you. You're
Mm-mm.
I'm just not gonna be a part of it.
No.
No.
What's
It's
next, Aristotle?
That's next Aristotle. If money did not matter for 1 year, what would you do?
Move. My house, although it is quite lovely, is old and falling apart. And I am in the place in my relationship with the house. I'm like, I don't think I want to spend any more money fixing you ever. Um, so I would move. I don't know where to, but I would definitely get a house that I liked more and made more sense to me. I would
Like
also,
cabinets that you don't have to, like, get up on a ladder for?
oh my gosh, I think that people don't understand how hard it is to be short.
And I'm even taller than you, bruh.
I
So I
know.
can only imagine the struggle bus.
I cannot get the laundry at the bottom of the laundry machine, the washing machine. So I have to have a stool. that I stand on and reach in.
She's a little nuggy. She's a
I
little nuggy.
know. Um, and my daughter started using a stool in the kitchen to get up in the cabinets, and I was like, "What a great idea! Now I can
We
use
just
it."
climbed. We just climbed. Like
I climbed as recently as, like, 2 weeks ago.
I look, the climb up is fine. The climb down is where I'm like, "What? When did that get so far down? What?"
I will try to jump and jump and knock it off,
If any
and when
of
that doesn't work,
your
I
doctors hear that, they're going to
I know. Thank you, Mr. Wonderful Surgeon, for, doing 2 ankle surgeries for me last year. I appreciate it. Okay.
take care, boo boo. So you would buy a new place, and what would you do in your new place?
Well, before we moved in, I would fill it full of, like, the little balls, right, that are in those ball pits, and I
Yeah.
would do all of, like, the things that I've wanted to do in a house, but is impractical to do in a house. So I would do all that first, and then people would come and clean it, so I wouldn't have to do any of it. That would be amazing.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
'Cause money. Yeah.
Exactly. And then we would do the moving, um, and then I would see my friends all the time. I would sit and talk to people all day. Like, I don't really think my life would change that much. I wouldn't do paperwork, though. Mm-mm. Or I would do it the way I wanna do it.
Just, like, did it, did a great job, loved it, 5 stars, come again.
Client
Um,
said this was the most helpful session they've ever been in. 'Kay.
I feel the same way. If money wasn't an option for a year, I would definitely I would get on out of here. And I think I would go the travel route. I don't think that I would necessarily just like settle down and buy a house. I think like we just hit all kinds of houses, like the Airbnb tour of my dreams, like the dream houses that like they rent to make, like, corn,
Yeah.
like $10,000 a night suites and shit like that, Turks and
Yes.
Caicos with my own private beach and bungalow. Like, I
Yes.
would not do crazy stuff, like, I would not, like, buy diamonds, I would not buy purses, but I would want to go and live and do, like you said, like, everything, but, like, in a very outward big way. Like, I've always
Mhm.
wanted to go to Iceland. I've always
Mhm.
wanted to go to very many places, but I also okay, I know it's such a shocker, but while I am as equally ghetto and competent with, like, balling on a budget, there is a side of me that has real taste, and, like, I
Mhm.
have the capacity to go full on into any art store, any furniture store, and blindly pick out the most expensive piece.
Hmm.
My husband is like, "I have never seen anybody literally be able to hone in on the most expensive piece blindly," and I'm like,
It's a gift.
"In in another realm, I assure you
Yeah.
we were doing big stuff." So, I would do that, and I think I would write. I've always said to myself, if I had a year of freedom without the pressure of performing responsibilities for money,
Mhm.
if I had the ability to just freely write, not
Mhm.
on command, but because I had the time and the space to do it finally, like, then I think that I would wanna write
Mhm.
and make a piece, finish the piece.
Yeah. And I also think I would just snuggle with my family every day.
I'm in a different parenting stage, so we are learning to all exist together while exploring and nurturing our own goals and
Mm.
things. But I have a nearly 17-year-old,
Mhm.
and now he can drive if he decides that he doesn't wanna go someplace, and I have an emerging preteen who is, 11 going on 45.
Mhm. Yep.
And so we're all learning this part. It was very different. You still have littles, and I miss that. I miss that terribly. I'm learning this new parenting stage, but as is, I think I would just be like, "Hey, here's y'all some monies. Y'all be safe." And do like a
Uh-huh.
90s summer like our parents did us and just be
Yeah.
like, "Be home
Yep.
when the lights come on."
Mhm.
All right, one more for the road.
One more.
One more. Okay, what does this mean? I see this all the time, but I don't know what it means. It says, "What's your Roman Empire?" What does Roman Empire mean? I know what the
Is
Roman
that
Empire is. It's 2,000 year civilization.
Mhm. Does it mean, like, the thing you wanna build by I don't know
I
what
don't
that
know.
means
Let's skip
either.
it. Let's
Okay.
if anybody knows what that is, tell me because I don't get it.
I
Even when I watch the
Ooh,
videos, they were like, "My Roman Empire," and it'll be like something profound.
the
Like, is
thing
it the
that's gonna
moment
make
where
you fall? I don't know. Okay, yes. I have no clue.
okay, here you go. What's a compliment that you've never forgotten? Because you know how we be remembering those slams. Every bad review I've ever gotten, I could, like, repeat it verbatim.
See, I don't look up my reviews,
Oh.
because the universe gifted me this is terrible. There was a woman in this area who has the same name as me who heinous acts. Okay. Like first 3 Google search pages, heinous acts. And so I feel like that's the universe saying, don't go looking for it.
Don't look down. Oh my god.
Yeah. I forgot
Okay,
my
so
question.
what's a compliment that you've never forgotten since you don't take inventory of all of the hate mail?
Yeah. Um, so one of my biggest goals was to have someone come to me and say, my life is better because you were in it. That was like one of my ultimate goals growing up. I feel like now my purpose has shifted a little to more of I believe I'm here to teach people how to love and
Yeah.
teach people how to accept love. Like, I feel like that's my purpose. And so, um, I had a client who was pretty determined to not be here, and they came and found me multiple years later to thank me and let me know they had just been accepted to their top choice school in the program they wanted, the very exclusive program. And they said, thank you. And then they paid my full cash rate and said, I am
That's
not,
love for therapists, so anybody knows that's love. That's love.
mhm, paid my full cash rate and said, I'm sure you want to spend this time doing something else. I love you. This is my gift to you. And they gave me, the rest of the time to myself, which is like, that never happens.
Oh, that's
But
right.
I will never, never forget it.
Oh, I feel your emotion coming up. That's beautiful. No, it does feel big when I've had similar experiences. You never forget those.
Mm-mm,
Always update your therapist.
mm-mm.
Like, if you
Even an
like, good, bad, or
email,
ugly, but, like, email us, like, show us,
text.
like yes, show us your accomplishments, not because, like, we did them, but, like, we enjoy seeing you make it.
Mm,
Like, we
yeah.
so rarely get that peace, and it does, like, it's a special kind of compliment to say, "Hey, like, some of our stuff together helps me piece this together to get here."
Hmm. And what I do is not pointless.
Absolutely. You're not
Yeah.
just sitting in a room talking,
'Cause
listening, like what
sometimes
people think that we
I
do.
feel super ineffective. Okay, continue. I
Hey,
keep interrupting
are you
you, but no, you only have a few
no.
minutes.
So I will say this, it's happened so it's a collective of compliments, but it's all rooted in the same thing, my writing.
Mm,
So when I was, like, in 1st grade, I went to a school my parents randomly took us from where I was in school in Louisiana, with my people understanding my accents and all my ways, and they dropped me off in fucking Bemidji, Minnesota, and there's a major, barrier, and yeah, like, I didn't know what they were saying, they didn't know what I was saying, they thought I was slow as shit, but I could write, and I was in 1st grade, and I
mm,
compulsively wrote. I wrote stories, I wrote poems, I always have. If you would say one thing that I've always gotten in trouble for, it's writing on shit. Writing on shit I'm not supposed to because it's compulsive. If
mhm,
I find lipstick, if I find anything that can make a mark, I will fucking write. I'm looking at my desk that has writing all over it. So I compulsively write, I compulsively doodle, I always have, and I would write stories in school and shove them in my desk, and this teacher in Minnesota dug one out, and it was just this a make-believe story about a girl who's afraid to go to the dentist, and anyway, she called my parents and was like, "She's, like, really, really smart, like, she doesn't appear smart because of the way she talks, but, like, she can
mhm,
really write," and my parents were like, "Well, no shit," like, "Sh we live with her, like, we have to keep her
mhm,
in pens and paper, basically."
mhm.
And so she started this thing because of that little dentist story where she hung it up and framed it in the classroom, and it was called Story of the Week.
Oh.
And it highlighted everybody's little stories and stuff like that. But this progressed on, and so, this was a big one in college, so obviously I not obviously, but fun fact, I went to Mizzou, and I went to their journalism school, and it's storied, and it's a big deal, and it was a big deal for a girl in born in Mississippi to ever get there, and I get emotional thinking about that part.
Mhm,
Um but it wasn't even one of my journalism or my writing professors. I was taking you have to take you have to take the full course. So it was something in art history because I don't do art. I don't do
mhm,
art. I don't like to sing. I don't, but you still had to have some kind of art. So I took an art history course and it was on architecture. And I'm fascinated again by like that's
mhm,
one of my special interests. And so the professor was very, very, very smart and he was well traveled and he was somebody that I would admire and I did admire. And we had to write weekly reflections and they were just like little blurbs. And it would be like on a piece. Like if we were studying a certain architect, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Where do you see this? And I would write my style, which is very prose and it like my voice. And he wrote in the lines one time, "I look forward to everything that you produce." Um,
oh.
like, this is the highlight of my week.
Yeah.
And after the end of the class, he took time to say, like, You have a gift. If you don't use it, this will be a travesty." And
Oh.
so anytime, like, I've had people approach me to write projects for them, very important things like obituaries, all the way up to things that people have read at funerals. My words are in stone, literally, for several children, my friends that have suffered child loss. Um, that part's always humbling because that is the only thing that I've ever found. Like when you say love, that's the only thing that I've ever felt that feels like I can give somebody love. Like, that's my
Mhm.
purpose. When I you have, several of my pieces. You have a poem about being a case manager, and then you have a piece that I wrote you when you were pregnant. And so those pieces are very, very, very important to me, and they're not about the pride aspect. I could give 2 shits about the byline, but it's the concept that is if you have one of my pieces in your home, it means I love you,
Thank you.
and it
Thank
was for you.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we'll read it one day because it was pretty funny.
yeah, I remember them, I still have them.
I remember giving it to you, and you're like, "Can I hug you?" And this was still whenever I was struggling with hugs, still like today, and I was like
And you
and
did
we
it.
hugged. We did
I
it.
know. So,
I'm
well,
gonna get good at it.
thank you all for joining us today. We really hope you appreciated borrowing some besties. Bye. Bye, bestie.